going to stop. One of my favorites. You know, whenever I see Emraan Hashmi, I always wonder what's lurking behind that very, very poker face exterior. But you know, Emraan, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you. Cheers.
Today we have lots of other guests as well. Kriti, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
You know, if you seen her just in the trailer, you have to first do what is very important for a young, new person watching TV. Go to Wikipedia, go to Google, and there's like that. There's like so many films, so many awards, so many things, and she's got so many things that you've never ever got.
No.
Desirable lists. I was trying to look. You've never made it the top 10 of any desirable list, so we're going to come to that.
Okay.
Gaurav, thank you so much for joining me as well.
Thank you so much.
What a jawline this man has, and the body we've always all seen. Lots of ads on television as well. But first, we'll come to this. Do you regret having been one of the biggest box office draws? Your songs are a super hit. Yet there's a lady over here who is Bangalore's most desirable woman. In most lists, she does come in. You figure on the money list, that's fine. Eh? But you never figure on those desirable men, in spite of having kissed every heroine that has ever worked with you.
You know, I'm not a pretty boy, but I get all the pretty ladies in the film.
That's true.
So I get a better part of the deal.
But you're on the #1 jealous list of every single person out there.
Yeah, most hated man by men. So it's good.
So 10, 12 years of living with this, when was it ever uncomfortable for you? Was it ever? So Emraan is not, he's a quiet person as well. Were you ever uncomfortable about this image of yours on the set?
Very uncomfortable. I still get uncomfortable about it. But in a way, it is an image by design. It's also something that, in a way, in the beginning, there were films that were happening, and suddenly this image was built around erotic cinema, and it was.
And you
in the beginning, it was not that much by.
For erotic
yes,
cinema.
It was not that much by design, but then ultimately, I started realizing when you certainly start understanding people's perception and how they see you. Then you do film after film, and then you're like, okay, this is how they see me, and then you start projecting that. But at the same time, you can't really, fit into that always. You have to always sometimes test out new ground and test out different characters in films. At the same time, you have your films that conform to that label and to that image, and that's something you have to keep doing. So it's a bit of both, actually. But yeah, it makes me uncomfortable at times. The tag,
but never in the
tag that was given.
Never in the scenes. You've never been uncomfortable.
You can't, because if you look uncomfortable in it, then the audience realizes that you're not convinced yourself. So you have to look convinced about everything. But before, it's a bit unnerving, especially when you do it in public.
And he always does it in public.
No, I don't. What's wrong with you?
I'll ask the other gentleman in the group. So let me ask the other gentleman in the group. We'll come to the lady in a bit. Don't worry about that. But when you're doing a film with Emraan Hashmi, you know you're not going to get a kiss any lady. You know that he's going to get all the meaty the parts, so as to say. So does one convince yourself this is the one shot? But one thing you will know, that there'll be good performance in the role. So what is the mindset? तुम क्या सोच के आते हो जब तुम सेट पर आ रहे हो?
ऐसा तो मैं सोच के नहीं आता हूँ कि यार मुझे किस करना है आज और बहुत मजा आने वाला है.
नहीं वो किस कर रहा है? तुम्हें बस देख रहा है. तुम्हें चांस नहीं मिलेगा इसकी फिल्म में किस करने के लिए.
वैसे करने का वो भी नहीं है. I don't want to get into that image. That's not what I'm actually looking at.
Yeah.
So when Vikram sir told me about the script, I was really excited about what I'm doing in the film.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a frame of mind, यार आज मैं देखने वाला हूँ किस करके या मुझे किस करके.
He doesn't allow you to actually see that.
What nonsense, yeah. What rubbish you're talking.
Where none of the actors are allowed to watch.
पहले तो the director's call. It's not like I say, अच्छा इसको kiss मत करने दो, सिर्फ मुझे kiss करने दो.
But you see, here are people editing scenes. He makes sure that nobody else gets that. Anyway, but Kriti, you walk into this shining bright. How should I say, actress in all departments. You know, you walk into a brand new world. I remember speaking to Prabhas about this, and he was actually a little shocked at one press conference. Us North Indians, sometimes we're a little cocky. So they said, so Prabhas ji, and of course half of them have never read. Kaun hai actor? Or they walk into a press conference and they realize, acha ye hai actor. And I don't think they understood what a big superstar he was, and then suddenly Bahubali happened and they all felt foolish. Sometimes do you feel, when you're doing different kinds of cinema, earlier, people just say, I'm doing a lot of South cinema. People just not know. Now, because of social media, everyone knows everything. Does it irritate you sometimes when you come in and if somebody asks you 10 questions that they haven't prepared themselves ever?
No, that has happened with me many times, and it doesn't matter whether it's from here or from the South.
Yeah.
See, like they say, there are good filmmakers and bad filmmakers. It doesn't matter which industry you belong to.
Yeah.
The same way there are good people and bad people. Basically, that's what it is. For me, bad people are not people who do bad, but who don't prepare themselves. Like if you're coming to do an interview
With the person.
the least you can do is, I mean, just to show some respect to the person. See, there's no way for me to know something personal about you or whoever's interviewing me. If that was the case, I would want to know. If I'm meeting an actor for the first time, or if I'm meeting a director, say for a meeting, I will prepare myself. I will know what his body of work is. I can't go meet a director and say, oh, aapne ye picture kari thi? It's as insulting. Like then they say, oh my God, she's so aloof and so full of herself. But yeah, that has happened with me many times, and it's not that insulting, but it's just annoying. It kind of gets to you, and you think, okay,
you should actually carry Google right now. Dekha, beta, ye images mein ye main hu. 7 years is a long time to make the jump. A lot of people do it earlier as well.
Honestly,
and you're very North Indian looking also, of course. So, you know, it would have been just an obvious thing in 1 or 2 years after hitting stardom coming here as well.
See, honestly, Bombay was never part of the plan. Movies weren't part of the plan. For me, moving to Bombay was a very big step. Everyone who told me that if you want to make a career in Bombay, you have to move there. It's very rare that you get an opportunity while you're elsewhere. And at the end of the day, if you notice any actress who has at least bagged her debut, she's lived in the city for some time. She knows the nuances. She knows the people. She's made her connections. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to leave Bangalore. I was very
Why would
clear.
you actually? The weather's so fantastic.
Exactly.
But the traffic's so
And I was
messed
very
up now, you want to leave anyway.
Yeah, but the traffic is more messy.
really
in Bombay.
bad.
It's quite messy.
Yeah.
But it didn't really bother me for a very simple reason that I'm like, okay, movies are just, they were not part of the plan. See, if you're someone very ambitious, which I know I am now, I wasn't like this in the past. Even after making my debut, I took a break of almost 2-3 years. I did maybe one movie in between because I wanted to finish studying. After which, it's only the last 3.5 years that I've been actually active.
You've become Emraan Hashmi. He used to do 6 films a year. You've also done as many films in the last 2-3 years.
But sometimes I've done also one film in like 2 years. When we did a film.
That's true, yeah, that's true.
One film in 2 years.
That's because you chose, daughter. He was actually... there are only 2 gentlemen who I meet 5 times a year. That is Akshay Kumar and Emraan Hashmi. As many, you know, number of releases in the year. You've been in the last 2-3 years down south as well. Release after release after release.
And I've been very happy with my career down south. I'm still very happy with it. I hadn't moved to Bombay when Raaz happened. I didn't move to Bombay to make a film happen because I was genuinely very content with my career down south. I will continue to work there always. But yeah, Raaz happened. It felt good. The reason I moved to Bombay now is because I feel like, okay, it's time you become a little independent, try and live by yourself.
It's not a bad place to live in, yeah? It's
no,
nice.
it's a lovely place. I love Mumbai. It was all about living alone. I was just brought up in a very protected environment with mummy, daddy always traveling with you.
Why don't you just bring mummy, daddy down here?
They will come eventually.
Achha, they will. Now, with Raaz becoming a hit, I mean, you know, actually something, Raaz as a franchise is super hit, yeah? I think people, discount the fact that he's been part of super hit franchises, whether it's a Murder franchise, whether it's a Raaz franchise, Save the First, even that was a hit by the way, but Jannat as well. It's made a lot of money, yeah. So, you know, you do end up realizing that this is purely a hugely commercial venture.
It is, and that's also one of the reasons I did it. It's also something that's very close to my heart because starting off in the first Raaz, I was assisting then. I started off with Vikram back then, more than me was assisting, and then he took to direction, and then I...
You all know this, right? He was an assistant director. Those who haven't checked up on Imran's career.
A bit of a hopeless assistant director, not that keen on direction. And then Bhatt Saab said that, you know, he just loiters around the set. So, he definitely an actor hai, isko kuch aur karna hai. Put him into that line where you don't have to work that hard. And I realized you have to work very hard.
Then he did Footpath.
Yeah, and that time that was when we was writing the script of Footpath on the Raaz one set. And that was hugely successful. It had a new star cast, Bipasha and Dino. And then Raaz 2 happened, Mohit took the mantle and he directed it after 4 years, was successful also. Raaz 3 had Vikram come back to the company and we did a film where suddenly you realized that it set the cash registers ringing from a franchise that was in its kind of infancy. You had seen also times when in the 80s and 90s there were the Ramsey films and it was seen as a limited genre, although it had a certain cult following, but it did not brought in the mainstream numbers, even though it had a limited audience.
But you and Bipasha have resulted in doing that.
Yeah, and eventually in Raaz 3 it clocked at like 84. And that was great for an adult film, horror, limited genre. And now you can say that it's here to stay because there's films from around the world that are coming in here and, you know, Conjuring did a business of 50, 60.
He's actually the Brad Pitt. And Brad Pitt did that big horror film, which was fantastic. I always tell Bipasha
Which one did he do?
What is that?
Interview with the Vampire.
No.
Dude, he didn't do any horror films.
Yes, he did.
Zombie.
Yeah. That made $150 million.
World War Z.
World War Z. That was fantastic. Gaurav, when you walk in on set, how is Vikram Bhatt and Emraan Hashmi first day? You're walking in the first day. I'm sure there were no workshops because Emraan has no time.
I wasn't there. Vikram is. We don't have too many scenes together.
Oh.
Yeah,
so the first day, how is the ice broken
In
for
fact,
you?
before that, I called Vikram sir. While he was scripting, I said, yeah, I haven't met Imran. I've never met Kriti. At least just let's
Photo
do a
देखिए
couple
जरा.
of हाँ एक दो workshop तो कर लेते हैं. उन्होंने बोला बेटा Imran is busy shooting. So is Kriti देखो जितनी ice break करनी है मेरे साथ कर ले. So I couldn't do it. I mean, I met them both on the sets. I mean, we just shot for I think 2 days.
Two scenes.
2 to 3
but
days.
Two good scenes. Very good scenes.
Very important scenes. But what I felt was, I mean, he's a very quiet guy. He's a gentleman.
Totally.
He doesn't talk much. He's on the set, puri lines, he just knows it by heart.
And yours.
And
Yeah, he knows your lines as well.
So, yeah, I mean,
Imran has a silly habit. He'll say your lines as well.
Nonsense, yeah.
And he knows your
Whenever I
lines.
ever say anyone else's line,
So he'll
I'm
say,
sure he knows it, but ऐसा कुछ हुआ नहीं. He was very, I mean, मैं थोड़ा सा जब first.
surreal, hallucinating.
Hallucinating. I'll show you real time cinema. So what, it didn't unnerve you at all?
It did. The
अच्छा.
first time while I was shooting with him, मुझे लगा था यार, because of me, वापस से we don't have to retake या कुछ problem ना हो ऐसा. तो एक सीन में हुआ the first shot and I told him I'm not वापस से मत करना, I'm sorry. अरे चल यार, we'll do it. Don't worry at all. With her it was very different, as in she talks a lot. I mean, we got along really well. We shot for almost 50 days together, so we had a great time.
So she wasn't being the star, he was.
No, he wasn't. He's
No, it's just that
No, I know what you
I think if they shot more together, they would have had more
I
to talk
speak
about.
when I'm spoken to, and I can have lengthy conversations.
That's
But it's just that it was very cold there, and it was.
Imran
I
wanted
didn't
to
feel
run
very
back to his
chatty.
van.
But also, at that point of time, I was actually writing my book, and I had to deliver it in like 2 months. So I was so messed up in my headspace, and it was.
You know,
so
actually,
taxing.
it's really commendable that you did end up shooting at that time. I mean, it's well documented what happened with Imran's son, and how he fought cancer and how they all fought it. And, I have to say that you're a model parent. That way, I saw a little clipping of him walking a fashion ramp the other day. He's a real cutie.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
has he realized who you are?
I was supporting him on the stage because of another reason. He might not get off the stage. so it had to be someone to drag my son off, because once he's there, he just wants to live
But
there.
does he know who Emraan Hashmi is?
He does. He
Yeah?
does. And he kind of uses that also in school to his advantage. I don't know why they've given him a badge. Ayan Emraan Hashmi in school. I said, get the Imran out of there, man. How being discreet, for God's sake. So, but he got very confused the first time I took him for a shoot. I said that, I'm going for shooting, and he thought that it's shooting. And we actually ended up going to the Ungli set where
Actually,
Sanju was
say
there.
this.
So I had a gun. It was an action scene. Sanju had a gun. And he was like, he thought something bad is going to happen here. And then slowly after that, he started realizing that, okay, shooting is work and you're an actor. And now he wants to be an actor. Because he's not seen any of my films, thankfully. But
I
he's...
asked him this one day. He's saying, now I'm going to start. You better not have a burglar in your house. Because if a burglar comes, he says, where's Papa? Oh, Papa, we're doing shooting.
Exactly. So now there's no confusion in that.
Emraan Hashmi is model, actor, model, parent. Was he a model co-star?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
He was very, very good. In fact, I've told him this before. It's a very cliched answer to say I've learned a lot, but it is true. He is very versatile, very clear about how he wants to perform, extremely prepared and extremely disciplined. And I think he's got all those qualities that you need to have to make it big as an actor. You become a star only later, but as an actor, it's really nice to meet people who are so professional and serious about their work. He's like very punctual. He'll come on time, but he'll also want to leave on time, which is actually good. It works for us.
I see.
ये सबको ध्यान में रखते हुए.
It was well documented prior to come. Make sure you say all the right things about me. But it is like that. You haven't really changed much. Actually, I think you became a star before you were a great actor.
I'm not a star.
No, you were.
I don't see it that way. I would highly recommend people to be actors and not stars.
Yeah.
I don't understand that word star. I'm a very simple person. I'm a very normal person like my fans. I just happen to be in the film business. I think anyone who thinks they're above the general public should be shot. And because everyone is...
Careful.
No.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I mean, it's a profession at the end of the day, right? And you get paid certain amount of money, you're doing films.
Yeah.
But there has to be at the same time, you have to be grounded, because if you don't have that connect, you won't be able to pitch your films to the masses that you're making the film for. So you have to be grounded in your thinking.
You're a common man's heroes. They're very important.
I get very uncomfortable when I'm given that treatment when at probably an airport, or when you have to skip lines. I feel extremely it's unnerving. No, I can't do that.
What about the women? When the women come, Emraan with his scream.
That's most welcome.
Yeah, most welcome.
Not when the wife's there though. But
No, don't worry. We make sure that he travels just with his staff.
Yeah.
In the south, you have temples made, which I hear that lesser now being made, huh, for the actors. But were you part of that generation which was having temples made?
Temple made for
No,
you?
I don't
Chota
want that.
temples? One little shivling?
I am very against idol worship.
Ah, okay.
It's something that I don't practice.
Okay.
I believe it should be there. I mean, people who do keep idols in their home, I keep one in my house, but
Yeah.
I don't believe that's where God is.
Yeah.
It's just to make a presence felt. It's just so you feel that they're around. But
Now, how do
I
you deal
don't
with that
believe
kind of stardom when you have you see it here as well, I've seen it with him, and I'm sure that you have it there as well. So when you see it, how are you comfortable with the stardom?
No.
No?
I kind
Reluctant
of,
superheroes, all of y'all.
actually, it's not really reluctant. It's more like, okay, it's embarrassing a little bit when people kind of put you on that pedestal, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm human, you're human. I'm very proud that I'm an actor. I worked very hard to be recognized.
Yeah.
I love being recognized, but it's just a little. I'm not there yet. It's yet to sink in, and I'm yet to get comfortable with it.
Now, the most expensive thing that Emraan Hashmi has ever bought in his life, apart from the house and car, you love your watches. Did you spend?
Suit and watch, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be something that comes up first in mind.
What about you, Kriti?
Well, recently I bought myself a diamond ring. I've been
you
wanting
bought
to
yourself
do
a
that.
diamond
I
ring?
can't
Yes, I
compete with
bought
that.
myself.
I can't compete with that. Okay, I bought a diamond ring for my wife, I guess. I can include that.
So, did you have to change because she said it's too small, or did you choose it? Was it a nice, big, chunky ring?
It's never too big.
It's-
Always too small. It can get bigger. So they're never satisfied.
That's true. Every year upgrade, buddy. Every year upgrade.
yeah.
Gaurav,
Say that.
for you?
Oh, I'm yet to buy a lot of expensive stuff, yeah. It's
यार
just the
एक तो
beginning.
खरीद ले कुछ तो दिया होगा तुमने यार
I mean, general stuff, you buy watches and stuff like that.
No, are you a
shoes.
gadget?
No. I mean,
Nothing?
I have a fight with technology. I mean, I don't understand technology at all.
Okay, so we're live here, right? So
Yeah.
just to let you know. Right?
I know, but I don't understand this at all. I mean,
Phones? You don't even like phones?
I do, but very basic stuff. I'm not too much into it.
Brilliant, buddy. Stay like this. You'll become very rich. Because otherwise you'll end up spending. It's a horror franchise. Which actress would be perfect to star opposite you if she had to be a ghost?
Ghost?
Yeah.
Are you talking about someone here?
Yeah, any with Bollywood, of course.
I would imagine if I've always said this, if I have to see a ghost somewhere or it has to be in a movie, it has to be a very sexy ghost.
Yeah, so choose
pick
a
up any of
sexy.
the sexy actresses.
I don't know,
yeah.
you... but-
Katrina.
Katrina. Sexiest ghost for her would be this. And of course, with your reputation in that film, there would be a lot in there. So
Yes,
we'll have to work it out, yes. You're doing something with Sunny Leone right now.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
The
Badshah.
song before you
Yeah, and
start
look,
doing-
his waist has become
It's a-
16 again.
It's
When
a
was the last
song
time
that
your
we-
waist was this small?
No. I've been training, I've been running, so I had to get fit for the song. And Milan always does this. He pushes me to the max. He did it in Once Upon a Time in Mumbai, and this time for Badshah, there was a song that we did, shot it over 4 days. Just finished day before yesterday.
There's a lot of nakedness in the song.
I don't know what a lot of nakedness means. That could be subjective. So you have to see and figure out for yourself how naked I am.
I like it. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. Lots of waxing and lots of nakedness.
No
Okay.
waxing.
Okay. No waxing.
I don't
okay.
wax.
Okay, wait. We're moving on to you. No such questions for you, Kriti. Now, if you had to see a horror hero in front of you, who, if you look at, you'd get scared, who would it be?
Ranveer Singh, I think he'd do it
He
really
scares
well.
you?
No, but I think he'd do it really well. He's got that. He's crazy, and
His
I love
normal
crazy
is crazy,
people.
he just scares everyone.
I love crazy people. I love his spirit. So I think he would be fab.
I like him, man. Even when he wears his clothes, you get scared, man, because I love him so much. Gaurav, what about you? Your favorite horror actor and horror heroine?
A heroine, I would say when an innocent person goes bad, it becomes really scary.
You like those ladies, huh?
So I
Is
would say Shraddha Kapoor,
दिखने में एकदम
when she
सती
becomes
सावित्री
bad.
अंदर से vamp.
No, innocence जब खराब हो जाता है ना, जब a bad person, a good person becomes bad, breaking bad.
Okay.
So that is when
So
I think
Shraddha Kapoor, is it?
Shraddha, I think she's so innocent.
Okay.
Once she breaks, I think there'll be something to watch out
I
for.
like it, buddy. And what about the men?
Men, I think Shah Rukh, yeah. He's got that bad.
You still remember Dar, na, in your head?
अरे
Yeah.
डर वाला भूत, that जो शिद्दत होती है भूत के
And every television actor has tried that scene also. Every time, you know. A lot of actors still do it. They keep shaking their head. Okay, and if we had to do a little quiz, would you remember anything from Raaz 2 and 3 song-wise?
Mahi would be a song
Yeah, you get
from
that right.
Raaz 2. I remember sequences from Raaz 3.
Okay, leave it. Actually, he remembers everything, man.
What is this? Am I
Actually-
supposed to get a hamper?
No, there's nothing.
Hell. So I thought it was a competition.
It's my
for
show,
We
the
had
yeah.
goddamn
chocolates from the
rapid fire.
previous
No
show. We
hampers.
could give them
Now,
out.
now tell me something. You walk in here, the first thing that are you expecting? What if you suddenly become massive, which could easily happen with Raaz Reboot?
With eating.
Will you go back? No. By the way, I have to ask.
Maybe cut down the calories now. She's had a box of
So I
chocolates
was
right
talking
now.
about we should never discuss women and size and all
Please
that.
discuss women.
This is 16. That looks like it's 12. What do you eat?
I
Nothing?
eat everything. I'm Punjabi.
No, don't
I
lie
love-
now.
Arey,
Please make it
kasam
feel
se
better.
kam. No, I eat anything and everything. He's
I've
seen me
her
eat.
So then what do you do after that? You run for 16 hours a day?
Nothing. I just have great metabolism and I need to start running, but I just don't do it right now.
See, this is the kind of people I hate who have
No,
great metabolism.
but it catches up with you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it will slow down.
I know,
at some
I am
point.
Punjabi. It
So
has
just
to catch
factor
up.
that in, you know, as years go by, it does
In
slow down.
Romania, sitting at the lunch table, she would eat each and everything. Yeah, I mean,
15 below zero, tha na?
Minus 18,
dessert minus
16,
18,
where we
minus
stepped
20.
in.
And what about you? तुम्हारे तो डोले शोले सब जगह हैं.
But I do eat a lot. Yeah, the best thing is, you know, you shouldn't follow these fashion magazines. They'll only make you feel inferior.
Yeah, because it's all Photoshop.
Exactly.
It's not real.
So much goes into it that you'll just think very bad about yourself. So don't follow it blindly. Just do what makes you feel good. Yeah.
I think both my heroes have worked very hard because रोज ये लोग जिम करते थे और नीचे से ना जिम दिखता था तो इन दोनों को वर्कआउट करते हुए देखा है मैंने.
Fat on screen anyway. Like we were wearing like 5 layers and everyone is saying that you're looking slightly fat. Yeah, my waist was like 38 in that film.
It's
Thanks
okay.
to the.
What is it now, by the way?
I don't know. I didn't measure. I probably 29, 30. Yeah, 29, 30.
It's lovely meeting you, buddy. By the way, remember this Facebook Live continues every time. This is going to be a part of all our interviews. If you all ever want to like see all this, keep your comments coming in. B4U Music's the official Facebook page to check it out. And Preeti, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I hope we see a lot more of you, Gaurav.
Thank you.
Good luck, buddy.
Salil.
And take care, guys. I will see you soon. Salil Acharya, the Twitter handle, it's always there. And like I said, B4U Music, the Facebook page, where you all can check out all the action on our Facebook Live. Bye-bye.